Deion Sanders built a legacy on flash and dominance. His son, SHEDEUR, is building one on restraint and resonance. While primetime electrified stadiums, SHEDEUR quietly sold out a $92 million brand line in 2 minutes flat, not through noise, but nuance. The SS crown doesn't scream, it signals. It carries generational weight without leaning on nostalgia, threading legacy into a forward-looking identity.
If you're into the real story and all the messy twists they don't show on highlight reels, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're sticking around to see how this Browns QB chaos plays out, you should definitely be subscribed.
In doing so, SHEDEUR carved his own lane, one where legacy becomes a platform, not a shadow. Nike expected another talented QB. They got a brand visionary in cleats. Sanders' SS Crown brand didn't ride the wave of hype. It redefined what a wave looks like. It merged performance with story, legacy with individuality, and authenticity with reach. His every action reinforced the brand's core: precision, poise, and presence. In a world saturated with spectacle, Sanders proved that truth is the most powerful currency. SHEDEUR Sanders didn't just drop a logo. He dropped a cultural reset. What was supposed to be a standard Nike rookie rollout turned into a $92 million revelation that exposed just how outdated the endorsement playbook really is. The SS crown wasn't quietly introduced. It detonated. 2 minutes. That's all it took for everything to sell out. Nike's site crashed under the weight of demand. The resale markets went haywire, and corporate execs were left scrambling while SHEDEUR kept it cool, calm, and in control, just like always. This wasn't hype built on mystery drops or influencer campaigns. There was no overproduced launch event. No slogan-pumping ad reel. What fueled this explosion? Authenticity, precision, and timing. SHEDEUR didn't build anticipation with flash. He earned trust with execution. The SS crown didn't scream for attention. It commanded it. And Nike wasn't ready. Internally, they treated this like a typical early career bet. Secure the endorsement, wait for on-field validation, then slowly roll out merch. But SHEDEUR upended all of that. He launched his brand in tandem with his performance, every throw, every interview, every sideline interaction feeding back into the credibility of the SS crown. It worked because SHEDEUR showed up with his entire platform fully formed. Voice, visuals, vision, it was all there. The result? An instant sellout. A total website crash. Global demand from markets no one expected. This wasn't just a hit with diehard football fans, women, buyers in Europe, fans across Asia. Everyone locked in. Because this wasn't football merch. It was lifestyle. It was culture. The SS crown hit different because it carried meaning. A nod to Deion Sanders, yes, but also a declaration of individuality. SHEDEUR didn't just inherit a legacy. He reinterpreted it. Minimalist, clean, intentional. A logo that said more with silence than others say in paragraphs. And this drop didn't come with empty marketing promises. It came with proof. Every highlight reel was a brand statement. Every sideline moment, a brand campaign. He didn't just wear the crown, he lived it. That's the difference. And now Nike's scrambling. That $92 million figure they proudly attached to the deal, it's already looking conservative. Because what they're learning quickly is that cultural impact isn't a byproduct of success anymore. It's the engine. Executives inside the company are being forced to rethink how they value athletes. Do you base it on touchdowns and yards? Or do you factor in audience engagement, narrative control, emotional resonance? Because SHEDEUR isn't just throwing passes. He's building infrastructure. And everyone else is chasing his shadow. Adidas? In meetings. Puma? Trying to reverse engineer his rollout. New Balance? Watching from the sidelines. They're all realizing the same thing. You can't fake authenticity. SHEDEUR didn't arrive on the scene trying to be famous. He arrived ready, fully composed, fully intentional, with a clear sense of self that translated across every touchpoint. This wasn't about noise. It was about alignment. His interviews were deliberate. His media presence sharp. His game? Consistent. There was no gap between image and performance. No inflated promises. Just delivery. And that's why skepticism had no room to breathe. Because from day one, SHEDEUR gave fans nothing to doubt. That's what makes the SS crown different from the dozens of athlete logos collecting dust on clearance racks. This wasn't a branding exercise. It was a reflection of real life. And fans aren't waiting anymore. Modern consumers are digital natives. They move fast. They can spot a cash grab from miles away. But they also reward realness the second they see it. 2 minutes. That's all it took for them to show up. Not for a Hall of Fame vet. Not for a multi-time MVP. For a rookie. Because the traditional waiting period, 3 seasons of performance before commercial credibility, that model is dead. SHEDEUR killed at the moment he launched his brand with purpose and backed it with excellence. And now, the pressure is on everyone else. Brands have to be ready to act immediately. Athletes have to show up with more than potential. They need presence, preparation, and a point of view. That's what SHEDEUR brought. He didn't chase hype. He built something real, brick by brick. And it's not just the numbers. Yes, the $92 million valuation is staggering. But what's more important is what that number means. It signals to the industry that narrative has become a key performance metric. That loyalty and emotional resonance matter just as much as touchdowns. Because today's fan isn't just watching the game, they're following the journey. Every practice rep, every tunnel walk, every handshake, every frame counts. And SHEDEUR's team knew it. They treated every moment like brand content. And not the manufactured kind. The organic, quiet kind that builds trust over time. They didn't overproduce him. They understood him. And now, the SS crown isn't just a piece of clothing. It's a mindset. Composure under pressure. Confidence without arrogance. Discipline without drama. That's what people are buying into. And this is what no one else can replicate. Because SHEDEUR's success isn't just about football or fashion. It's about intention. He's operating with a level of clarity and calm most players don't reach until the end of their careers. But he's already there. So now, Nike is being forced to renegotiate because they didn't see the full picture. They signed a quarterback. What they got was a cultural architect. Someone who understands that fandom today isn't built with volume. It's built with value. Someone who can drop merch without a gimmick and sell out the world. This isn't just a win for SHEDEUR. It's a shift for the entire sports industry. Because from now on, rookies will be judged not just by how they play, but by how they show up. Are they intentional? Are they prepared? Do they have something to say? And can they say it without screaming? SHEDEUR answered all of that. With actions. With discipline. With authenticity. And now every team, every agent, every sponsor is being forced to ask, are we looking for the next highlight machine? Or the next cultural force? Because the era of waiting is over. SHEDEUR didn't wait. He built it. From training camp whispers to international headlines. From warm-up footage to viral brand content. From a legacy name to a self-made symbol. The SS crown isn't just a logo, it's proof. That truth beats spectacle. That realness scales. That greatness, when grounded, doesn't need to shout. So what do you think? Did Nike drop the ball? Or did SHEDEUR just redefine the entire game? Tap that like button if you've been watching this shift unfold. Share your thoughts in the comments. And hit subscribe to stay locked in. Because if this is just the beginning, the playbook for fame and influence may never look the same again. SHEDEUR Sanders didn't just rewrite the rookie playbook. He burned it. And now the industry is sitting in the ashes, watching a quarterback redefine not only what it means to be marketable, but what it means to be ready. Let's call it what it is. Nike thought they were signing a typical endorsement. Rookie with pedigree, some social media clout, strong upside. Great. They slapped a $92 million figure on it and probably figured they had time to slow cook his brand while his on-field performance caught up. Instead, SHEDEUR launched a cultural phenomenon in real time. No soft rollout. No PR handholding. No let's wait and see. Because SHEDEUR didn't wait. He dropped the SS crown, and in 2 minutes, it was gone. Let that sink in. 2 minutes. That's not just a sellout. That's a system shock. It wasn't just Nike's e-commerce platform that broke. It was the outdated assumption that athletes need to earn branding through stats alone. The drop didn't sell out because SHEDEUR begged for attention. It sold out because every single aspect of his public presence already told a story. The precision of his throws, the calm under pressure, the self-awareness in every interview, all of it was in sync with the logo. The SS crown didn't need a commercial. His discipline was the campaign. His composure was the tagline. And Nike? They're still trying to catch their breath. That $92 million? It's starting to look like they got in cheap. Because this isn't just a clothing line. This is IP with global legs. The international demand alone? Off the charts. Buyers from Europe and Asia didn't need to understand the intricacies of his stat line. They understood the aesthetic. Clean. Cinematic. Understated. The SS crown isn't about being loud. It's about being locked in. And that messaging resonated with everyone, not just football bros or sneakerheads. Women, lifestyle consumers, streetwear collectors, they all showed up. Because SHEDEUR built a brand that speaks fluently across demographics. And that is not something you can teach in a marketing meeting. That's the real problem for Nike, and for every brand that's now playing catch-up. You can't manufacture authenticity. You can't replicate lived experience or engineer someone's values to match their logo. You either show up real or you don't show up at all. And that's where SHEDEUR wins. Because this entire thing, from day one, has been grounded in intentionality. He didn't build hype by accident. He built credibility by design. And that credibility? It's bulletproof. His brand didn't outpace his performance. It matched it. That's the trap most athletes fall into. They launch the merch first, the brand second, and the performance, maybe. SHEDEUR did the opposite. He made sure every single detail of his game, his reads, his mechanics, his leadership, backed the SS crown before anyone even bought it. That's why it landed with such impact. It wasn't just a drop. It was a culmination. And now, everyone else is chasing that model. But here's the catch. The model only works if the foundation is real. You can't buy emotional intelligence. You can't fast-track discipline. SHEDEUR didn't go viral because he was flashy. He went viral because he was disciplined. He didn't just look ready. He was ready. That readiness showed up in the way he spoke, the way he carried himself, the way he avoided ego-driven drama. He didn't flinch when the spotlight hit. He just operated. And now, every major brand is recalibrating around that example. Suddenly, rookies are being asked not just about their stats, but about their storytelling skills. Do they have a vision? Do they have a message? Can they maintain poise when the cameras are rolling and the stakes are high? Because that's what modern fandom demands now. People don't follow box scores anymore. They follow people. And SHEDEUR gets that. Every practice clip, every warm-up, every quiet moment, it's all intentional content. It doesn't feel manufactured because it's not. Even his so-called casual moments are reinforcing the brand. Focused, consistent, composed. That's not luck. That's architecture. So, when the SS crown dropped, it wasn't a surprise to anyone paying attention. It was a confirmation. And Nike, who thought they were investing in potential, suddenly realized they had been handed the prototype for the next era of athlete branding. Not just a star in the making, but a brand with infrastructure. Now they're trying to lock it down, fast. Because they know, if SHEDEUR walks, this isn't just a missed opportunity. It's a franchise-defining loss. And you better believe the competition is lurking. Adidas, Puma, New Balance, they'd sign him tomorrow, not just to sell clothes, but to realign their entire marketing identity. That's the kind of leverage SHEDEUR has now. Because this isn't about performance anymore. It's about platform. And he didn't just build one. He is one. So where does it go from here? Now that the SS crown is out in the world, the question isn't whether it lasts. It's how far it goes. Because this isn't a seasonal collection. It's a cultural symbol. And symbols evolve. Think lifestyle crossovers, collaborations, global partnerships. Not because SHEDEUR is chasing exposure, but because the demand is there. He didn't manufacture a moment. He revealed a movement. And people are buying in not because it's trendy, but because it means something. The SS crown represents control, accountability, poise. It stands for earned excellence. And in a space filled with noise, that quiet confidence cuts through everything. So while other rookies are still chasing relevance, SHEDEUR has already defined his relevance. Not with a viral stunt, not with a single play, with consistency, with story, with strategy. He didn't need a Hall of Fame career to earn his influence. He needed a clear identity. And now that he's proven it works, the era of slow-burn branding is officially over. From now on, athletes are expected to launch with vision. The old model, where you wait until year 3 to find your voice, is dead. Because SHEDEUR proved that if your voice is grounded, if your platform is built on truth, you don't need to wait. You lead from day one. At this point, calling SHEDEUR Sanders a rising star feels like an understatement. He's not rising, he's already there. While everyone else in the league is still adjusting to the pace, SHEDEUR is operating like a veteran CEO. Not of a football team, but of a movement. You don't accidentally create a global brand drop that sells out in 2 minutes. You don't accidentally crash Nike servers. You don't accidentally dominate both the field and the market at the same time. That takes vision and, more importantly, execution. And that's what makes this moment different. SHEDEUR didn't luck into this. He planned for this. Long before the cameras, long before the contract, long before the merch drop. This wasn't an endorsement thrown together in a rush because someone made a couple nice plays. This was years in the making, curated, calculated, consistent. He showed up already branded, already polished, already ready to build. And Nike? They're learning that the hard way. Because now they're watching a $92 million deal get dwarfed by demand. What they thought was a promising bet is now a lesson in missed opportunity. They had a rocket on their hands and tried to fly it with training wheels. Meanwhile, SHEDEUR and his team had already built the launch pad. The SS crown didn't take off because of endorsements. It took off because of trust. Fans trusted SHEDEUR because he never overpromised. He never hyped himself with noise. He just showed up and delivered again and again and again. That consistency built credibility. And credibility became currency. You can't buy that. You have to earn it. And that's what SHEDEUR has done, play by play, interview by interview, drop by drop. Every brand wants to resonate. Every company wants to connect with culture. But SHEDEUR is culture. Not because he chases trends, but because he embodies something people are starving for: composure, intention, and a clear identity in the middle of chaos. And when you have that, people don't just support you. They follow you. That's why this logo drop hit so hard. It wasn't just about the clothes, it was about the message. The SS crown represents something that transcends the field. It's legacy without ego. It's confidence without noise. It's a quiet signal of presence in a world addicted to performance. And the demand proved it. International buyers, resellers flipping merch before it even shipped, fans in completely unrelated industries, fashion, tech, music, all weighing in. Because SHEDEUR didn't build a football brand. He built a personal platform with global reach. That's what the old model never accounted for. The idea that a rookie had to earn their voice after 3 years in the league is dead now. SHEDEUR earned his voice before his first NFL snap because he built it on who he is, not what he's done. And that changes everything. Now, every athlete entering the league is facing a new expectation. You're not just a player. You're a potential brand. You're a platform. And you better show up prepared. Because the fans are. The consumers are. And the market is moving fast. SHEDEUR didn't just meet the moment. He redefined it. And Nike? They're trying to keep up. They didn't think this was going to be more than a slow-burn merch line. A few seasonal releases, some nice PR bumps, maybe a signature cleat 3 years in. Instead, they got a case study in modern marketing disruption. And now their internal teams are scrambling to renegotiate, restructure, and catch up to the reality that they are no longer the ones dictating the terms of athlete branding. SHEDEUR flipped the script. He's not being shaped by a corporation. He's shaping them. Because the power has shifted. The most valuable athletes today don't just put up numbers, they build movements. And the SS crown is proof that you can do that without selling out, without losing yourself, and without waiting for someone else to give you permission. That's what scares the rest of the industry. Because now they have to admit, all the rules they followed for decades don't apply anymore. SHEDEUR Sanders walked in the door with a blueprint, a media strategy, a cultural vision, and the discipline to back it up with performance. That combination? It's untouchable. This is the model now. Show up with your brand fully formed. Execute without ego. Deliver on and off the field. And let the world watch you work. Because the days of waiting are over. The slow-cooked, PR-approved, brand-safe athlete is obsolete. Today's fan doesn't want polish. They want purpose. They don't want to be sold to. They want to believe in something. And SHEDEUR gave them something to believe in. That's why the SS crown is more than just a logo. It's a signal that you don't need to compromise yourself to be seen. You just need to be ready. And SHEDEUR was. So, if Nike wants to keep this partnership alive, they're going to have to move different. Because this isn't about merch anymore. It's about meaning. And that's the part most brands still don't understand. You can't lead culture by copying it. You have to be it. And SHEDEUR Sanders? He's not following anyone's lead. He's setting the pace. And whether the rest of the league is ready or not, this is what the future looks like. Let's be real. There was a time when athlete branding meant a commercial spot, a billboard, and maybe a sneaker collab if you were lucky. That era is done. SHEDEUR Sanders didn't just turn the page. He shut the whole book and opened a new one. What he did with the SS crown drop wasn't a marketing moment. It was a market correction. And the numbers don't lie. This wasn't a slow build. There was no rollout campaign with teaser trailers, focus groups, or hype cycles. There was SHEDEUR. There was the product. And then there was the immediate sellout that flipped Nike's entire strategy on its head. 2 minutes. That's all it took. Now they're trying to course correct mid-air. Nike is in full evaluation mode, looking at their roster and asking some uncomfortable questions. Why weren't we ready for this level of demand? Why did we underestimate his reach? How many more athletes are we treating like prospects when they're actually platforms? Because SHEDEUR exposed something the whole industry has ignored for years. Fans don't wait for milestones. They rally behind meaning. This generation doesn't care about the 3-year plan. They care about whether you're saying something real now. And SHEDEUR is. He's not clout chasing. He's not playing the role. He's not trying to be viral. He's just being consistent. And that consistency? That's what people are investing in. It's not just the drop that changed things. It's what came after. Fashion influencers broke it down like it was a Paris runway show. Business analysts started quoting his rollout in marketing forums. International fans, who barely watch American football, started treating the SS crown like a premium lifestyle badge. Because it is. This is where SHEDEUR pulled off the impossible. He made a rookie logo feel like status. Not because it was exclusive, but because it was authentic. That's the shift. Exclusivity used to be about price and access. Now it's about resonance. And SHEDEUR's brand resonates. Deeply, broadly, immediately. He didn't just sell merch, he sold identity. And when people feel seen, they show up. So now Nike is scrambling to make sure this doesn't slip away. Because the truth is, they didn't build this wave, SHEDEUR did. And if they don't offer him the space to grow, someone else will. That's the risk every brand faces now. The athlete isn't just the face of the campaign, they are the campaign. And SHEDEUR has proven that with the right foundation, the right mindset, and the right message, you can move the world. Not in 5 years. Not with 5 rings. Right now. The SS crown isn't a one-off. It's the beginning of a new formula. Start with story. Anchor it in discipline. Make every move count. And let the world watch you rise. Drop your thoughts below. Has SHEDEUR just redefined the way athletes launch brands? What do you think Nike's next move should be? Hit the like button if you've been following this shift in real time. and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Because this isn't just a drop, it's a signal. The next generation doesn't wait for the spotlight. They build it.